Earlier today, I looked at myself in the mirror and I told myself, Sean, you're gonna review a plush today. Now after that moment, I waltzed back into my room to decide which plush I should review. But after that, I paced back and forth for about 30 minutes and I just couldn't think of one good plush to review. So I decided to do the next best thing, which is to review an assortment of a lot, or not a lot, but a few Sanei plushes. So that's what this video is about from the title. I'll be reviewing 4 classic Sanei Mario enemies from their old Super Mario set. So hopefully you'll enjoy this trip back down plush memory lane, I guess. So let's start off with everyone's first Mario enemy they encounter, and that is Goomba McIntyre. So this is the original 2011 Goomba. We got this one from a store called Hastings. That used to be a bookstore that also sold like motion pictures and plushes and video games and all that. So we got this at Hastings about like 5, 6, maybe even 7 years ago. Yeah, probably 7 years ago actually. So there's its tag, made in China. This is the little buddy one because Global Holdings stopped producing in 2013. So this is a 2013 post or after 2013 date. So his eyes right here have embroidery. The perimeter of them do. The pupils are also embroidered, but the middle eye part here is just the scratchy material that you'll probably all know. It feels like felt, kind of like a soft Velcro, I guess. The eyebrows are just thin pieces of felt that have been glued to the main body. His little facial expression bump is also sewn, which you can see right there. You can see also that from age that there is a lot of lint on this plush, and you can actually see the glue where they decided to glue him. The glue is actually held up pretty well actually compared to other plushes. So here's his mouth and teeth, which are also embroidered. The feet have the beads in them like every other Goomba does. And overall it's just it's a very good attempt for their first Goomba. It's very nice. It's way better than all the fakes. So yep, now let's compare it to the newer All-Star Goomba to point out some differences. So first off, this one is taller, as you can see, and its mushroom shape is more like defined on this one, because this one you can barely tell it's a mushroom in the first place, but this one looks like the mushrooms you see growing out in your garden. So that's pretty nice. This thing also has beads in it, just like this one. It has a bigger like stem compared to this one, so you can see how much bigger the stem is on this one. For some reason on this one, they put All-Star one, they put like it feels like cardboard in this. I don't know why they did that, but you can't really hear that, but it's like solid there compared to everywhere else. There's no mouth line compared to this one. They completely removed that and went with a look that's supposed to like have him curling his lips up, I guess, from anger. His teeth are popping out of his lips there. This time they are felt, which I barely noticed myself now. Actually, these are felt teeth, and these teeth are sewn, so you can get a look at that. The eyes are the same material pretty much. All the same material. But the eyebrows are smaller on this one because they hang off the body of this one, and they go up into the air. Yeah, they go into the air. These ones, they just stay flat. So they probably could have made them go up, but they just probably chose to glue them down just so little kids don't go rip them off. Because these pop up a lot of times on eBay with no eyebrows. And it's very, very humorous, I guess. So yep, there's those two classic Goomba from Sanei 2011. Now let's move on to the next classic Sanei plush, which is the 2012 Sanei Troopa. Now we've also had this a very long time, just like with the Goomba I showed earlier. Now if you're wondering why we didn't review the green Koopa, that's because I don't have the green Koopa. Actually, I do want to get it eventually. They are pretty cheap. So if you want this one or the green one yourself, they are pretty easy to find on eBay. Now, let's get started with the main review. Its eyes right here are all sewn in. The white part of the eyes aren't like divided, I guess, like the other Koopas are. So that's kind of odd that they chose to not go with that design choice. This part, it's soft, just like with the other plush stuff. It's just the same material there. The beak is curved up nice. The sewing, it looks like the Troopa's beak, like on the game. So very well beak design. The stomach, the lines on the stomach are nice and sewn as well. You can see that. The arms are nice, kind of short, but they look nice and they're very proportional, I guess. So it doesn't matter that they're small. They look really nice like that. Shoes, there's nothing in these besides like the fluffing. And a funny thing about this is that there is no beads in this Troopa actually. And I have been curious if the regular Koopa from Sanei has beads in it. So if any of you have the green Koopa that looks like this, let us know in the comments. Mario Plush Nations, I don't know if you're watching this, but I've seen your Koopa and let me know if it has beads in it. That'll be a very interesting detail to know. So there's that. The shell detail on the back is also sewn. You can see just how soft this one looks in the camera. Get that hair off the wing. But the wings, there's like 4 or 5 lines in the wings, and those I think are just have one like thread going through them just to like emphasize the wing detail. Hands look nice. So overall, yep, it's a very neat Koopa. Very good for their first one, but they obviously improved with their 2017 Troopa, which looks so much more accurate from just by looking at them. So you can see here that instead of having like a flat like rectangle, they actually took the time to do the actual shape how it is in the game, and that looks way neater. And they even chose to go the extra mile and put embroidery or sewing. Now, one funny thing about these Koopas is that from this angle it kind of looks like a Yoshi. But yep, let's continue this. This one's in a different posture compared to this one. This one is sitting just like the old Koopa, and this one is like in a flying pose. Both of these also have hooks. If I didn't already mention that, they both have things where you can hang them. But this one is just like in a more flying pose and is not sitting like the other one is. But the details are mostly the same. Just the sewing on the stomach is like more. There's like more thread, so you can actually feel it more. So it feels like a bigger impact. This is a lighter color too. This is just yellow, and like the same color as the arms, and this is whiter. The shell, pretty much the same detail. The wings have the same detail, except you can kind of see like the bumps where you could kind of see like the bumps where these come out, like where the 5 extra things do. So yep, pretty much all there is to say about the Troopas. We're lucky to have this one too, and I eventually want to get the other Koopa just to add to the collection. So let us know what you think about that Troopa in the comments. And let's move on to the next classic plush. The 2013 Chomp is up next on my reviewing list for this video. So here's its tag. All the plushes in this video we've had for a very long time. I think this one is probably 6 years old probably. But like the other 2 plushes, we got it at the same store that doesn't exist anymore for some reason. But they went bankrupt, so we have to deal with other places like Target, I guess. So yep, 2013 Chomp, let's get started. The eyes have the same detail as the Goomba does. This part right here is embroidered, the eyes, and then this tiny little part has the same like scratchy material I keep saying. This eye is the same, obviously. This mouth also, like the white part of the teeth, has the same scratchy material, and the lines that are supposed to make up like the teeth design are just a tiny piece of like, yeah, that's thread, tiny pieces of thread that are sewn onto this, and that's pretty good. There was like probably no other way they could have made that work, I guess. So they got what they made it look the best they could, is what I'm trying to say here. But yep, the outer body is very soft. You can see like how like soft it is by me like doing this. Hopefully you can get sort of the gist of how soft this thing is. No beads, which is kind of weird. They could have put them right here. Tag again. The chain is a very unique material that we have not seen on any Sanei plush since this chain Chomp. It's like, this feels like plastic, I guess. Yeah, this feels like plastic. It's kind of a precursor to the Metal Mario material, except this is actually really soft. The Metal Mario is soft, not this. But this fits like the character, the chain Chomp, more because it's supposed to be a real chain. And the chain, you can see the detail on that. They actually took the time to sew the little chain details onto this little piece of plastic. Now the innards of the chain itself is just felt, but they cut out like perfect templates of like the plastic material to make it all hard. But you can see that that's kind of ripping, so I'll have to be careful with that. But yep, they put felt in the middle as the base, and then they probably glued on some like plastic material just to give it that chain feeling. And it looks very nice for the chain Chomp. It's a very good detail to have on it since it's supposed to be chain. So yep, let's compare it to the All-Star one. And they kind of downgraded on the All-Star one. Or not really downgraded, but they probably just cheaped out just to save some money. This one, it has the same like ID. No, it doesn't. This part is sewn in, the white part. This part is scratchy material, which you can see there. And this one, it's all sewn in, so there's no scratchy stuff there. The mouth is the same material, but this one feels like more like stuffed, and the material in it is more like sturdy. This one you could easily squeeze it and you can see like how much it goes in. And this one you can't because it's like really well stuffed. See how it doesn't go in as far, but it's, yeah, they stuffed this one a lot more compared to this one. And the biggest difference is the chain detail. So you can see that you can see the difference in the chains, that this one does not have any plastic at all. They just went with the felt. And my guess is that since this plush is more mass produced, I bet, compared to this one, they just decided to just save money and just put the felt on it so it's not as hard to craft. So yep, this is all just felt. There's no sewing or plastic or anything. Kind of a disappointing downgrade when it's this nice material in the old one. So yep, you can let us know your thoughts on these Chomps in the comments, and let's move on to the final classic enemy of today's review. The final plush of the day is the 2011 Global Holdings Cheap Cheap. I'm pretty sure this is the one that Mario Richie uses with Morton in his videos. So any Mario Richie expert out there, you can let us know in the, the comments below. So here this one is. This one I probably had just as long as the Goomba, about since 2014 I bet, because you could see that the beating this thing has taken. You can see the stitching in the eyes coming off actually. And I think he had, yep, there's that. I don't know what that is. Try and get that cleaned off. But yep, 2000. This is my only Global Holdings Mario plush. So here's the tag. If you don't know what it looks like, it has the old logo, and before they switched it to the new logo. And there's Global Holdings. And if you don't know who that is, they were the distributors of pretty much every Mario plush before Little Buddy took over. They even did the Goldie, yeah, they did the Goldie ones I think a couple of times. They did the Goldie, and then they did this one for like 4 years until Little Buddy took over in 2013. So that's why you don't see like Little Buddy or Global Holdings like Fuzzies or Daisies, because they took over in 2013 and they've been localizing ever since. And I think Global Holdings went out of business actually, because when you go on the website that it shows on the tag from Evan's Mario Bros. Wii plush, there's like no website, so I'm guessing that they went out of business and Little Buddy won the rights to them. So that's enough about Global Holdings legal lesson, but let's get back to the Cheap Cheap. Like every other plush, the eyes are sewn. The mouth is like really sturdy, you can barely move it. But if you open its mouth, you could see it's like a nice hot pink color. It looks kind of purple, but it's like a hot pink color. I've barely seen that because I don't like messing with its mouth like other peeps do. But yep, beads are in the base of this, which is good. I still don't know why they didn't do that with the Chain Chomp, but the wings are nice and sturdy. I think they're the same, like, style. Let me get this over here. The same style of, the same style of wing as the Troopa, just the Troopas are a tiny bit smaller. So yep, pretty much the same detail that I said on the Troopa for its fins, I guess. The tail is also like the same stitch style, except it's just yellow and shorter. This part is also I thought it'd be more flappy, but it's not. They have a very sturdy string, I guess. We could have this like on a green screen and it'll look like a real fish floating in the pond. So not too much to say about this one, but this is the best time to talk about it since I probably wouldn't have made a separate video on it. So let's compare it with All-Star 1. This one's more skinny and like this one's like more flat, I guess. This could be because of age, so if any of you have a newer model of this, let me know if it says flat as mine looks. So yep, here's this. Pretty much the same detail. The eyes are more three-dimensional on this one compared to this one, and they pop up a little bit more so it looks more lively. This one almost has the same problem with the eyes as the Troopa does, because the eye problems are pretty much fixed. The wings are more like stitched to the body on this one, and I could have just ripped the wings off, but I'm not sure if they're like that or not. This one also has beads, and like the Chain Chomp, it feels very sturdy compared to this one. So not much to say about the fish, or Cheep, but I'll put everybody I compared today with the old Bowser, because I bet you they'll look very, very nice together, because this is their home set, I guess. Or set that they originated from, so it wouldn't look right with like All-Star ones. So this seems to be the set everyone likes the most, and I probably would understand why, for like nostalgia reasons and some like details like with the Chain Chomp, like I said. But let us know which one of these four is your favorite, and let us know what set is your favorite, this one or the All-Star one. You can also check out our unboxings of other plushes in this set, like our multiple unboxes of Fuzzies or Porkapoofers and Spikes. So we have done a lot of videos on this set already, and we also did a huge hour-and-a-half long discussion about the whole entire set. So if you're interested in that and like the set as much as we do, you can watch all those reviews and discussions. So thank you very much for watching this extra long review. We hope you enjoyed it, and subscribe and like the video. Goodbye.